What's going on, rap family? I'm RJ the Rapper, and today we have a very special rap segment for you. I'm going to be showing you guys how to lay custom knifeless decals on this BMW M4. Now, a lot of times I know you guys might watch videos like this, but you don't actually get to know the knowledge behind the actual video and what's going on during the process. So today I'm just going to be letting you guys know everything that I'm doing as I'm doing it. So with this blue tape, this is how I find the center line. I take it from one side of the body line of the hood, I take it across to the other side of the body line of the hood, and then I mark my center point. Now at this point, I go ahead and measure out the gap. So I measure the lower part, I go back and I put that measurement on the upper part, and then I'll come over and I'll cut away all the excess tape. Now, if you don't want to end up redoing the job, then this is one of the steps that you need to take very seriously, because the outer edge of your knifeless tape is going to be lined up with that outer edge of the blue tape. From there, you're just going to be lining up your knifeless tape with the body line of the actual car. Now, I went ahead and put some pieces of blue tape on the lower part of this car just to give me like a guideline at the bottom, and then I went ahead and lined it up with the other side of the body line on the hood. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this knifeless tape is not like the tackiest stuff in the world. Sometimes I like to rub across it softly and then go back across with a harder push on the tape just to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to stay. And if it's still not sticking for me, then you can heat it up a little bit and it will adhere to the car a lot better. Now, another thing to remember, like I said before, is this is not like the most tackiest stuff ever, right? So whenever you're doing these complex turns and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you're pressing really hard on it with your thumb. Otherwise, it might just snap right up like it did a second ago. And you have to restart your progress on whatever design you was trying to make. Now, I went ahead and eyeballed this last turn because this is not my first rodeo. I think I've done this design like 3 times. But if you want to get a perfect turn at the same spot, then you should go ahead and use measuring tape to measure where your turn should actually be. Now, once you get a bird's eye view of your design and you like where it's at, you want to go ahead and heat everything. Make sure that it's adhering to the car very well, because once you lay that vinyl and you try to relift it, the knifeless tape will stick to your vinyl. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. Also, like any little inconvenience, like the knifeless tape will just peel up. So make sure you're heating it once you find out where you want it to be. And if you like the design, then go ahead and heat it and lock it in. Make sure you're putting a little more heat in those areas where you do a complex turn on the knifeless tape, because those are going to be the areas that want to peel back first, not the areas that's just laying in a straight line. Now, as you can see, when I'm doing these little recess spots like this, whenever I do my knifeless, I make sure that I cut the knifeless so that it's laying perfectly on top of each other when it's stacked into the corners. That's going to allow me to make a little incision so that I can get my knifeless tape out of there and go ahead and pull it to cut it the rest of the way through. If you try to skip this step and leave your knifeless tape kind of messy up under there, then it's going to be really hard to pull that knifeless tape from under the wrap once you get it laid. But these pieces, if anything, this is like the most important ones that you want to heat, because once you lay the wrap down on these, like it's not coming up until you make an incision so that you can pull your knifeless tape. Now, if you got into a skill level where you're actually able to do these type of knifeless designs, then I think it goes without saying that I don't have to explain to you how to squeegee a piece of vinyl on type of a knifeless design. Only thing I could say is make sure you're careful when relifting so you don't pull the knifeless tape up. And other than that, enjoy the video.